welcome to the channel. I'm back to break down this 6-game MLB DFS slate on DraftKings and FanDuel. Before we get into it, if you do enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, that would be greatly appreciated. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and start breaking down this slate today. As always, we're going to break down the pitchers that we like, and I like to do that by sorting my sheet by K-rate. It's fantasy sports. We get points for strikeouts. And the top guy on the slate today is going to be Fanduel Mlb taking on the Seattle Mariners. Expected to be a long reliever in this one, so he's not going to come in the first inning, but should get a decent amount of work. 8.6 over on DraftKings. You can see he's been limited to around like 40 pitches a game, so not quite sure that we can really go there as far as longevity is concerned. I don't think he's really going to go the full distance, so decent play, but honestly I think he's going to be overpriced for this particular slate. It's 8.6 on FanDuel as far as or 8.6 on DraftKings, sorry, as far as FanDuel is concerned. They've got him priced, I can't see on the sheet right now, so apologies for that, but gonna be a long reliever. Not really sure that we're really gonna go there. Shane McClanahan taking on the Toronto Blue Jays comes in with a 17 innings pitch sample size, 30.6% K overall, 17% swing and strike rate, 34% K rate against righties, and a 21.1% K rate against lefties. So has shown some pretty good K upside, but the problem is he's taking on a Toronto Blue Jays team today that's been very, very good overall. Not really looking to target them, and then it's also in Toronto, which is actually being played in Florida, which is a very good hitter's park as we've seen so far, so not really sure that we're trying to go there either. Robbie Ray taking on the Tampa Bay Rays is going to be the guy that I'm really looking to on the slate today. 30.2% K rate overall, 13.8 swing and strike rate, 30% K rate against righties, and a 30.6% K rate against lefties. And specifically when looking at the team he's taking on in the Tampa Bay Rays, they have been a team that's been striking out a bunch against left-handed pitching. Comes in at 9.1 on FanDuel. Over on DraftKings, they have him priced at 9.5. So definitely going to have some interest in Robbie Ray today. And it's going to be him and this guy as well. Walker Buehler taking on the San Francisco Giants. 28.8% K overall, a 29.4 swinging strike rate against, or K rate against righties, and a 28.2% K rate against lefties. So also a very good option in taking on a San Francisco Giants team that doesn't really worry us. And then when you're factoring in the pitching environment, it's going to be in San Francisco, which is always great for pitchers. When pulling up the data sheet here as far as hitting environment, you can see San Francisco, Oracle Park, not exactly the best hitting environment to those hitters. A lot of red out there as far as home runs are concerned. And definitely a park that we like to target when it comes to pitchers. So like Walker Buehler, like Robbie Ray, those guys a lot today. Adbert Alzolay taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. 28% K rate overall, 33.6% K rate against righties, and 22.6% K rate against lefties. Has been very, very dominant against right-handed hitting. And the St. Louis Cardinals are a fairly decently heavy right-handed team. So, you know, it matches up well for him. It's in St. Louis, which is a good pitcher's park. And as mentioned, lots of righties to target here. Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Yadier Molina, Harrison Bader. All the above, no issues with going to him today as a tournament play. Not going to be a top option for me. Dylan Bundy taking on the Oakland Athletics. Same thing for him. 24.3% carry overall, 29% carry against righties, and against lefties it dips down a lot. So he's also taking on a very right-handed heavy team though in the Oakland Athletics. I'm looking at their lineup up and down: Mark Canha, Ramon Laureano, Matt Chapman, Sean Murphy, Elvis Andrus, all of the above. So no issues with you going there. And then as far as anyone else, Nathan Eovaldi taking on the Philadelphia Phillies, who's been striking out a lot. 23.8% carry overall, 23.6% carry against righties, and a 24% carry against lefties. Also going to be a viable option. Priced at 7.2 on FanDuel. Over on DraftKings, they've got him priced at 8.7. So a much friendlier price tag as far as FanDuel is concerned. You're getting a nice discount on him over there in Philadelphia. A 128 favorite as far as Vegas is concerned. And definitely a good option, good guy that could be picking up the win for you, and as well as getting lots of Ks. Chris Bassett taking on the Los Angeles Angels. This is a team that has a really washed-up lineup right now. Mike Trout's on the IL, so you don't have to worry about his bat being in there. And then overall, no more Pujols. They traded him away, and they've got pretty much a washed-up lineup once you get past the 4 spot with lots of Ks. And he comes in as a 136 favorite in Los Angeles. Another guy you could be looking to, not quite in the same tier as Robbie Ray and Walker Buehler, who we mentioned earlier, but viable if you're going there in tournaments and you want to pay down. Spencer Howard's supposed to be a top talent for the Philadelphia Phillies. As far as his pitch count and everything's concerned, I'm not too sure what we've seen from him so far. He's been really dominant against right-hand hitting, but really bad against left-handed hitting. Has a 27.3% carry against those righties, but then against lefties it drops down to a 19.1. And he's been getting really killed from that side. So I'm not really trying to target him either when we have all these other good pitching options on the slate today. And those would be who I'm looking to as far as pitching is concerned. Transitioning over to bats, as always, I like to short my sheet by Sierra. It's a good way of determining how good a pitcher's been in the past and how good they're projected to be in the future. And the worst on the slate today is Justice Sheffield taking on the San Diego Padres. K rate's really bad. The ground ball, fly ball stuff's been really good, but doesn't strike anyone out and gives up a lot of slugging to right-handed hitting specifically. A 414 slugging given up to those righties, and the San Diego Padres have some really elite bats that we can be targeting in this matchup for sure. In San Diego, they have a 4.76 applied run total, and the most notable bats that we're really going to want to be looking to, of course, are Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis. Both really rake left-handed pitching. Both in a good environment to be raking off Sheffield today, and really going to like those guys. And then you got Austin Nola, Tommy Pham at the bottom of the order as well to round out your stacks if you want to go there. But most notably, really looking at Tatis and Machado. Spencer Howard, I discussed, really good against righties, really bad against lefties. So Rafael Devers is going to be in a great spot today if you want to go to these Boston Red Sox bats. And then, of course, Alex Verdugo at the top of the order. And they did recently get Danny Santana, so if he's available on these sites, no issues with going to him. And then, of course, Marwin Gonzalez as well. Pretty much any lefty that cracks the lineup is going to be a viable option. And then when you're looking at the ballpark in Philadelphia, it is a very friendly hitting environment, so no issues with you going there at all. At Citizens Bank Park, you can see on the diagram, green across the board as far as home runs are concerned. So definitely like the Red Sox lefties today. Nick Tropiano is expected to be the long reliever taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers, and he has been absolutely terrible. The hard contact, the ground ball, the fly ball stuff, giving up a lot of fly balls. A 573 slugging to righties and a 429 slugging to lefties. Not going to get the job done, especially when you're taking on an elite lineup like the Dodgers. And when looking at their lineup up and down, they're expected to roll out Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, Justin Turner, Will Smith. All guys with a lot of pop. Unfortunately, it's not the best hitting environment in San Francisco, but this guy's been that bad, so no issues with you going there. I expected to be Whistler to open the game, possibly. Not worried about that either. And yeah, definitely have no issues with the Dodgers stack. The only thing that's negative there is the hitting environment, but they should be able to slap around the yard against these guys, and even if they aren't able to hit those home runs, get you doubles in the gap and consistently roll the lineup over for many plate appearances. So like that. Miles Mikolas taking on the Chicago Cubbies. Ground ball, fly ball stuff's been really good actually. Against righties, he's struggled with a 451 slugging, and against lefties, it's even worse as far as the ground ball, fly ball stuff's concerned. Not quite as bad in the slugging category, but still like to target him as far as home runs are concerned with those left-handed bats. And the Chicago Cubs definitely have some good ones in Jock Peterson, Anthony Rizzo, Ian Happ. Those guys are going to be the ones I'm going to if you're looking to the Cubby stack today. Bassett taking on the Los Angeles Angels. I'm not really trying to target him at all. I mentioned I have interest in pitching him. Bundy taking on Oakland. Same thing for him. Not really trying to target him. I'm not trying to target Robbie Ray, really. Nathan Eovaldi does give up some hard contact. He has been really good in the strikeout category, as mentioned, so he's going to be viable to play. But also against lefties, he really struggles in the ground ball, fly ball stuff, and his rates definitely dip. And the Philadelphia Phillies have a pretty good left-handed bat in Bryce Harper, of course, so he's going to be a great option today. Odubel Herrera at the bottom of the order, Andrew Knapp, Nick Maton to round out your stacks there. And Alzolay, same thing. He's a Slitsy guy. Against righties, he's really good. Against lefties, he's really bad. So every single lefty that cracks the lineup for St. Louis, I'll have interest in. And they have a bunch of switch hitters at the top of the order. Tommy Edman, Dylan Carlson, Justin Williams at the bottom. They are right-handed heavy, so that's what kind of appeals to me as far as playing Alzolay in tournaments. That's really all I'm looking to target for the most part. Shane McClanahan will be the last guy I'm looking to down here. He's been pretty good overall, but the hard contact stuff actually really hasn't been that good if you're digging deep into the numbers. A 429 slugging given up to righties and a 444 slugging given up to lefties. Only 17 innings pitch sample size, but also the Toronto Blue Jays have just been a dominant offense all year long for us. And it's in Toronto, which they're playing at that temporary stadium in Florida, which is a minor league ballpark pretty much. So definitely like to target it. Marcus Semien, Bo Bichette, Vladdy Jr., Teoscar Hernandez, Randall Grichuk, all the above can definitely be playing them today. And yeah, that's what I'd be looking to for bats. Who I'd be looking to for pitchers. And with all that being said, before I let you guys go, I got to give you my home run call of the day. Let's get into it. And my home run call of the day today is going to be Rafael Devers taking on Spencer Howard. I mentioned his hard contact issues against left-handed hitting has been very, very bad. A 644 slugging, giving up 429 WOBA, 44.7% fly ball rate. Ground ball rate's really bad. The walk rate's bad. All of the above. Can't really find the zone, and when he does, he's making mistakes to those left-handed hitters. which is going to make me like Rafael Devers a lot today. And then we're looking at his repertoire overall. Throws about a 93-mile-an-hour fastball 58% of the time. And Rafael Devers crushes that pitch, a 333 ISO with a 348 WOBA. And his secondary pitch is really reliant on the changeup, and Devers crushes that as well. A 342 ISO with a 466 WOBA. Love this spot for Rafael Devers, and he is my home run call of the day. So there you have it, guys. Rafael Devers, get him in your lineups, and that is all from me in this one. If you did enjoy the content, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, that would be greatly appreciated. And then check out all of the KJK DFS links linked below. Get the premium content. You get access to all the tools that I use when building my own lineups. Starting pitcher data sheet, high hitter, StatCast data, splits leaderboard, team hitting data, bullpen data, my power rankings, and my cheat sheet. Wish you guys all the best of luck tonight, and we will see you in the next one.